Yo, what's up? Welcome to another video, and we're going to get into the preview of the tuning and update for Ash and Iron. Now, I'm just going to skip through this. I'm not going to read everything in this. It's a long one, but I'm going to leave a link down below so you can go and look through it yourself if you want, or you can watch, I don't know, maybe like this guy right here. I don't know exactly who this guy is, but you can watch this video, but I don't want it like 30 minutes long. Okay, so I'm gonna just try to find the important parts. Let's get into it. Sandbox tuning preview for Ash and Iron. Ash and Iron is almost upon us and will be returning to the Plaguelands very soon. Our sandbox team has been preparing a lengthy list of changes coming with our first major update available to all players, which focuses on weapons, perks, exotic armor, and a handful of abilities. Additionally, we have some tuning changes targeting PvP combat within the Crucible. Okay, I like to hear Crucible. You know, I'm a Crucible player. I love PvP, so I love that. Sandbox can be a complex conversation diving deep into the numbers, cones, and mechanics of Destiny is no easy task. We added notes and explanations to help here, but some changes will make the most sense when you hop into the game and get a feel for how they play in combat. Snag water, take your time, and feel free to hit us with questions. Without further ado, we hand it off to the Sandbox team. Like I said, I'm not going to go through all of this. This thing is long, okay? Weapon hipfire reticles. Weapon hipfire reticles. Various hipfire reticles and hipfire reticle elements have been updated with 3 goals in mind. The first is to make reticles properly communicate the weapon's firing performance. The second is to tone down visual complexities and or improve the visual of reticle elements. Perk activation, pips, and charge meter. The third is to update reticle elements to properly adapt with changes to FOV, bloom, and auto aim, which eliminates situations where they could overlap with each other and in turn allow them to move closely to the primary reticle. The positioning of perk activation indicators, pips, charge meter, and the text mechanica horn now all adapt to size changes in the primary reticle due to POV, bloom, and auto aim. Due to this, most of these have also moved closer to the primary reticle. Trinity Ghoul's perk activation indicator has unique positioning due to its split arrow behavior. The pip on Vex Mythoclast has been moved to appear underneath the reticle. Barodaia's pip positioning is untouched in order to keep them aligned with the charge meter and hollow sight. Monte Carlo perk activation indicator is untouched. Okay, so if you don't know what like pips are, you know, like those little circles, like those, you see them on the reticle, like when you're building up a buff on the weapon. That's basically what they're talking about. So they're just moving those around. Some are unchanged and everything. So yeah, deterministic recoil. Deterministic recoil is a set pattern by which a weapon shifts recoil direction when beginning fire. It's something we're removing in Ash Iron. We had a goal when introducing this feature for players to be able to master their individual weapons, knowing just how it would recoil and begin able to build to know exactly how it will perform. However, weapons can sometimes feel harder to control or need recoil help. Weapons can sometimes feel harder to control or need recoil stat help that is counterintuitive to our in-game display or visual firing patterns. Therefore, we are removing this and we will be looking into another option in the future. We're retaining deterministic recoil on vigilant wings. Here we believe deterministic recoil fulfills our goals. Okay, that's not bad. Because I know a lot of people didn't like that recoil, deterministic recoil. Okay, but what about AE? How about you remove that, Bungie? Okay, remove it. But anyways, yeah. I mean, honestly, I didn't mind it that much, but you know, I don't mind if they removed it or not. So yeah. Weapon archetypes. No, we have a longer balance path on more family of weapons coming in the future with specific emphasis on the balance between special ammo archetypes and close quarter battle primary weapons CQB, but there were some high priority items that we wanted to pull forward. Heavy burst sidearms. Oh my gosh, heavy burst sidearms. Oh, we already know. We already know what's coming. Several patches ago, we increased the ADS damage fall off scalar of heavy burst sidearms from 1.2 to 1.3. While this has been a benefit for the rest of the subfamily, forgiveness was a bit of an outlier when it comes to the total stat package, and this increased range has pushed it over the top. Instead of reducing the range of all heavy burst sidearms back down, we decided to target forgiveness specifically to bring it more in line. Forgiveness reduced range stat by 15. Okay, well, that just happened. Okay, forgiveness was an outlier. That thing would eat you alive if you got in range, and that thing has so much range. I think you can get like 100 range on that thing if you wanted to, or close, like 90 something. Pretty sure I have a roll, something like that. Very, very high range. It is ridiculous, okay? Aggressive submachine guns. In the days since Immortal reigned in the Crucible, SMGs in general and the aggressive subfamily especially have received multiple nerfs, leading to them falling far behind other CQB options in effectiveness. In the future, we plan to take a longer swing at increasing SMG ease of use, but for now, we're going to focus on a more targeted change to aggressives, which should allow them to better compete with sidearms and spread hand cannons. Increase ADS damage fall off scalar from 1.4 to 1.5. Okay, so I don't know. That's just a little bit. How bad can it be? Right? I don't know. We have to play with it. Let's see how this turns out, okay? Spread shot hand cannons. While spread shot hand cannons have proven to be a fun new tool in close combat, they are just a little bit too easy to use outside their intended engagement windows, and they can be frustrating to fight against. We're going to take a few targeted swings at addressing this friction with accompanying paired abilities tuning outlined later in this article to create smoother PvP experience. Increases damage versus combatants by 8%, adding a 0.1 second delay after firing before you can melee to prevent near simultaneously damaged events. Increase bullet spread angle by 5%, reduce flinch dealt to players by 30%. Okay, so a little nerf there. And I don't know if this is going to work for like knifing on hunters. I mean, a 0.1 second delay. I don't know. That may help it out. We'll see. Sniper rifles. Snipers in general have fallen by the wayside in Crucible due to both the difficulty of maintaining ammo and the increased flinch they take versus players. Now the special ammo uptime in general has been reduced. We're going to start looking to bring some of the power back to these weapons. Our first change will be to help to address their ammo economy, and we are currently playtesting changes to the flinch system that release in the future. Increased ammo per brick pickup increasable from 1 to 2. Okay. So if you like sniping, I'm terrible at sniping. Okay, I'm just gonna say I'm terrible at sniping, but yeah, you really don't see that many snipers in Crucible anymore. So they might be back. They might be back. Lightweight shotguns. Lightweight shotguns are currently eclipsed by their precision pellet brethren, so we are going to start narrowing the gap in effectiveness between them. This is only our first pass, as we're still playtesting additional changes to give players a reason to run aggressive and lightweight in Crucible. Decrease pellet spread angle by 6%. Okay. Man, yeah, lightweight. What about slug shotguns? What about slugs? I think slugs are a little bit harder to use, some of them, but Inquisitor, the new shotgun we just got, pretty strong and pretty easy to use. But okay, so they're gonna decrease the pellet spread for lightweights and aggressives too. I'm down. I want to use those shotguns, so I'm not gonna complain. Crossbow bolts now have a heavy ammo radar marker visible only to the player who owns them. Update weapon trail icon, obituary, and kill feed to reflect crossbows unique silhouette. All right, featured weapon expansion. Pay attention, this is big, especially if you wanted to play with some of these weapons. In Ash and Iron, we'll be extending the future exotic weapon list with the following options. They benefit from the artifact buff and contribute to your score within a instant, and to add more diversity into loadouts. We've also revisited a few of these options to make them a bit more appealing. Kinetic slot weapons. Mida multi-tool, awesome. Sturm is decent. Energy slot weapons. Trinity Ghoul, Berry Bloodline. I like Berry Bloodline. Yes. Heavy slot weapons. Redacted. I didn't even say that on the first one. Redacted. So we have 2 redacted weapons. Exotic weapons. Darcy, Heart Shadow, Sleeper Stimulant, Tractor Cannon. Okay. Tractor Cannon is going to be used. Trust me, okay? Trust me on that one. Featured armor expansion. Okay, this is another nice one. In Ash and Iron, we'll also be extending the featured exotic armor list. They benefit from the artifact buff in providing additional damage resist and contribute to your score. To encourage some new build crafting solutions, we've tuned a number of these additions. All right, so let's look at this. Hunter, Young Ahankara, Spine, Frost EE5, okay. Titan, Stronghold, Hazardous Propulsion, Warlocks, Chromatic Fire, and Carciverse Holds. Okay. Nice, okay. Yeah, I mean, more exotics is always better. More exotic armor, weapons, love to see it. You know, they even said it itself, so we can, you know, have more build crafting. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like the feature exotic thing, because there's a lot of weapons that I want to use, but I can use, especially like when you have like the modifier where you have to use new or featured gear. It's like, damn it, well, I can't use this loadout that I just made for all this other content, right? It's like, nope. Now you got to use one of these weapons, or just nothing but legendaries. It's like, okay, whatever. And they need to put the exotic class items on here. Just gonna say it. Okay, so I'm just gonna call it there. I mean, I'm gonna leave the link to the article or to the thing down below if you want to go read it yourself. I mean, I read most of the important stuff, but you know, you can go look through all the weapons, because for like the weapons they added and stuff, there's like more to it and everything. But I didn't want this video too long. I didn't want it like 30 minutes long. Hopefully it's not that long. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a like, or you can even give it a dislike and tell me what I can do better. All right, subscribe, ring that bell for more videos, and I appreciate everyone coming by. I'll see you next time. Peace.